All right, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Tough Talks with Thili and Dablock.
What up?
Yeah. So it's been quite an interesting week in the world of combat sports.
Yeah, to say the least.
Yeah, there's been I saw a post that's like the fight you've been asking for, and I was just like, ouch. I'm sure Ben Askren wasn't asking for that fight. But,
no, he was pretty bummed out, but he's handling it like a champ. He's been killing it when he's talking about it. He went on Ariel Helwani, and Ariel said, "How does it feel?" He goes, "It sucks. I don't like George. He's a douchebag." He's still calling him George. The man knocked him unconscious in 5 seconds, and he's still calling him George, which is hilarious.
Yeah, man, stick to it.
Gangster move. But he's also been saying, he's like, people who are saying Jorge got lucky are stupid because he's like, I couldn't have landed that knee. He's like, our knee was perfect. And it sure was. Anybody who's seen that replay knows that was a brutal fucking knockout. 5 seconds total into the fight. It was literally on the run to the center of the cage that it happened. And yeah, that was insane. But it was a great night of fights overall. I needed things to happen because that hurt me. Ben Askren is my boy, still is, forever.
Oh wow.
But yeah, it was crazy night. Amanda Nunes defended. If we want to do that, let's just cover the UFC stuff first. Might as well get it out of the way. It happened first. Luke Rockhold made his light heavyweight debut. We were talking about that last week. Well, he got knocked out in the second round pretty brutally. At the end of the first round, he took a severely damaging head kick. And in the second round, he ended up having his jaw broken.
Ooh.
Yeah, so Luke Rockhold is going to be back out of commission for a while. In my opinion, I think we may never see Luke Rockhold fight again. I think that may be the last one. This was him going up a weight class because he could no longer make weight at the lower weight class, which is, not a great sign for how he's holding up. He just came back off an injury, and now he's going to be out for, quite a while with a broken jaw.
At least 6 to 8 months.
He's not a young guy anymore. He's not a newbie anymore. So that's a rough one for Luke, but I don't like Luke, so I'm happy not to fight anymore.
Yes, Graves.
Yes. Be honest. I kept it nice for a long time there, but you had to know the swerve was coming. Besides that, Diego Sanchez and Michael Chiesa put on a goddamn war that went 3 full rounds. Diego Sanchez lost handily, but I'll be damned if anybody's going to say Diego's not a warrior for his performance, because he was getting his ass handed to him, and he was getting into positions he should not have been able to get out of, especially from Michael Chiesa, a much taller, larger man than him. And he stayed alive, which was goddamn impressive. Once again, Michael won that as a full-on decision, no split. And then the main events were Amanda Nunes defended her title, knockout 4 minutes and 10 seconds into the first round of Holly Holm, pretty much solidifying her to anybody who may have been doubting her as the greatest female mixed martial artist of all time, maybe the best female combat sports athlete of all time across all disciplines, because she is a goddamn savage and a double champ, and she's looking to defend that featherweight belt again next.
Wow.
And then finally, we had John Jones versus Thiago Santos, a fight that went way differently than a lot of people thought it could go. I was very pleasantly surprised because it was what I was hoping for. I actually think that John Jones lost the fight, which I'm shocked to say that I thought he lost the decision. Unfortunately, he was given the decision by the judges. But Thiago Santos fought with... let me see if I can find his injury real quick here. Because he had, I think, a torn ACL and several other things. Let me see here. Injury.
Okay.
Not Thiago Alves. Sorry, but yeah, they fought like crazy. Thiago really hit John with some massive shots. That if he had hit him any more, it probably gonna be this. It would have been over a KO. Thiago Santos, extensive damage to his left knee. He has several torn ligaments. I'm not seeing the specifics here. I think, what is it, MCL, ACL, everything that you can tear in your knee, he tore, and then was still throwing 5 rounds of leg kicks after doing that in the first round.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he was smashing John. There was they had to carry John out. Like, John couldn't walk on his own to get out of the cage, and neither could Thiago. Thiago had to go into a wheelchair because of his left knee. But yeah, crazy fight, hard-fought decision. People are calling for a rematch, and I think Thiago's actually going to get a rematch. And if he can manage to not hurt himself, I think he wins.
Okay. I'm just looking at my credit card statement on the side. Sorry. And I just realized that iTunes has been taking money from me that I haven't been trying to give them. Yeah.
Well, that's not good.
No, it's not. Wow. On the other side, my daughter's got a good balance in her RESP. Yeah. I'm not disclosing that information because people might want some, and that ain't happening right now. But she's well out. She's got a good start.
Good.
Yeah. All right.
Sweet. You want to start with Raw?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get there. All right. WWE Raw on July 8th, 2019. Actually, it was July 5th. They have July 8th. And for the last several weeks, they've been doing this. Like, the title says one date.
No,
and then
it was July 8th.
It was July 8th? Then why does it say...
was Monday. July 5th was last Friday.
Then why does it say July 5th on the July 8th?
I don't know. I don't see that on the site. It must be on the app.
It's definitely on the app, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm only on the site.
Y'all messing us up, man. Look how much time we just wasted trying to figure out an indefinite variable. Like, shit. Either way, Newark. That's 2 in a row for Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, who powered past Andrade and Zelina Vega to earn their second consecutive mixed tag match victory, teeing them up for a third at Extreme Rules with their titles on the line. Unsurprisingly, the Twitter beef between Lynch and Zelina carried over into the match, and despite some impressive innovation from La Muchina, the man applied the disarmer to submit Vega, removing her from her bout as per elimination rules. Now, I want to talk about Zelina Vega for a second, because if you haven't watched Fighting With My Family, I mean, it's a good watch. If you're interested in the combat sport, the element of combat sports, which WWE does cover, then I'd suggest watching it, because you get to see into the lives of former WWE superstar, former Divas champion Paige. And, like, I found it to be an interesting movie. And, like, and Zelina Vega was the one who played the role of AJ Lee, which I found to be really weird. Because AJ wasn't the biggest girl, but she wasn't that small either. Zelina Vega's...
Yeah, AJ's small. AJ's tiny.
Yeah, but Zelina Vega's, like, smaller. I think, anyways. Nothing wrong with that. I was just, like, like, at first I thought it was AJ, and then, like, they did the close-up and I saw her, and I was just like, oh, okay, cool. Like, next. But, Lynch was far from a passive presence for the rest of the match, however, brawling with Lacey Evans, her half of Sunday's challenger, and Vega, while getting to the worst of some incidental contact with Andrade following an outside-the-ring scrap among the 4 competitors. Rollins' concern for a partner briefly gave Andrade an opening to hit his running knees, but once Vega was dispatched a second time, the Beast Slayer drilled Andrade with a stomp to win the match. The 2 champions were not afforded the dignity of a peaceful exit, however, Baron Corbin and Evans resurface after the match to lay them out on top of the stage as a final message for Sunday, and perhaps a preview of a world where Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch's mixed tag team match stands for at 2 impressive wins and 1 catastrophic loss. I'm trying to figure out what I'm having for dinner because we do something special every time there's a pay-per-view. Am I wrong?
I mean, they don't always. Sometimes the pay-per-views are pretty straight up and down exactly what you'd expect. So,
yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, let's just do WWE math. Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans stood tall.
They what?
So they stood tall at the end of it.
Yep.
So they're gonna lose.
Yeah, WWE math.
WWE math would dictate that they lose.
Cause
so we'll see.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They like to switch it up on people. If they know what people want, they'll sometimes just swerve it and give them exactly what they don't want, and just say deal with it. Brock Lesnar is Money in the Bank champion, for example.
That's true. That's very
Money in the
true.
Bank champion. Money in the Bank holder.
They could always do anything. Vince could change his mind about anything at any time. We all know this. But I think this one's a pretty safe bet. I think we're gonna keep this current champ.
The Usos close the gap against the Revival. Yeah.
Top
guys. 9 times out of 10, it's a good day to be Shane McMahon's friend. Then this would be the 10th. Or this then would be the 10th. Elias and the Revival, both allies of the best in the world, were humiliated at the hands of the Usos and longtime Shane nemesis, The Miz. He hasn't been a long-time nemesis. It's been a couple months. Anyways.
I think that's that's long-term booking in current WWE.
Okay.
We don't get year-long feuds very often anymore.
Yeah. Ever since the Attitude Era, that's been. But apparently we're supposed to be going back into the PG-13 era.
I'm praying that that's true. And with Heyman and Bish coming back, that seems to be very possible.
Yeah. Both allies of the best in the world were humiliated at the hands of the Usos and longtime nemesis, The Miz, when they blew a 1-0 lead in a 2 out of 3 falls match, boosting Miz's quest to get Shane and perhaps teeing up another confrontation between the top guys and their rivals. The Living Truth bailed on his squad about halfway through the match after the Revival had already scored the first windfall with a shatter machine to Jimmy Uso. The Raw Tag Team Champions held tough in essentially a handicap match scenario, but a skull-crushing finale from The Miz tied things up, and the Usos sealed the deal with a splash to Scott Dawson. The Revival are, of course, still living the high life, which should be no small comfort following tonight. But if they were to sleep a little less soundly in those fine satin sheets, it would be hard to blame them.
Top guys should always be in satin sheets. Top guys.
Satin sheets for the top guys. I don't know, man. The Uso, this is where we're gonna bump heads because for me, again, having the title belt signed by their daddy,
top guys.
Usos for life, baby.
Top guys.
Usos. I just saying, I can't not respect, because the man was so humble and so respectful. He didn't he didn't approach it like I'm a WWE superstar. Bow before me. He's just I'm another guy. This is my signature. Here you go. You know what I mean? So ever since then, I've been following the Usos and what they've been doing, and hey man, they are one of the best tag teams in the world right now.
You're just scared Jey Uso is going to take his shirt off and square up next time he sees you. Just think you're a cop.
Oh my goodness. For this thing, honestly, I can't even lie. I've been chest to chest with the pole before, and I know where he's coming from still. I know where he's coming from. They didn't tell you what the cop did to make him go chest to chest. Cop probably said something like, I'll beat your ass right here. I don't give a fuck if you would do so. You know what I mean? So...
I happen to know for a fact what the cop said. And
what?
The cop said was top guys.
Oh man, that's great. That's great. Oh man. I can hear people saying, "Oh," after I say "oos."
Oh.
Oh man, so Rey Mysterio Open Challenge ends in disaster when Lashley comes calling. Man, Rey Mysterio's return from injury was almost a one and done affair, as the Ultimate Underdog issued an open challenge that brought Bobby Lashley steaming mad and ready to make an example out of anything that moved following his savaging at the hands of Braun Strowman last week. True to form, Mysterio got Lashley to the cusp of the 619, but despite the size difference, but the Almighty rallied to bulldoze his foe with a bone-rattling spear for the 1-2-3. Unwilling to stop at a mere pinfall, the two-time Intercontinental Champion prepared a gorilla press slam to Mysterio through the LED boards, shades of what Strowman did to him last week, though he settled for throwing him into the crew of refs that intervened. His actual message to Strowman was shorter than sweeter. He took the mic and vowed to prevail in their last man standing match this Sunday. As for Mysterio, when we look back on the night, the consensus may well be that he got off easy. Yo, man, they're batting up Mysterio in a way that's not making him look like the GOAT.
I mean, that's true. Here's I do see a bit of a positive in this, though. Ray is just coming back from injury, so it's not expected that he's 100%. He also got to give that promo beforehand to start the Open Challenge, where he said that, the doctor said this is going to be a very long road to getting cleared, but I beat their expectations by, a significant amount, which indicates he's probably not fully healed. So.
Okay. What happened? They just cut us off again? No. Yep. Okay. We are at a crossroads. Okay. Okay, so we have technical difficulties going on right now. I gotta contact Thili again. Give me a moment whilst I find this information. Freedom Mobile, you suck. That's why I went to Fido. Straight up. You know what I mean? We trying to have conversations about sports entertainment. And they gonna disrespect our conversation like that.
I don't understand it. That was insane. But yeah, so what I was saying was they basically set up that Ray was not 100%, and that's why he got, fairly easily beaten. And this makes Bobby look super strong going into Extreme Rules with a last man standing match against Braun Strowman. So that's good. I think it's building to matches that we actually have, whereas Ray doesn't have a match at Extreme Rules that he has to look strong for.
Okay.
So yeah, I thought this section was pretty well done. Bobby looked scary as fuck when it looked like he was going to throw him through the LED boards. Like, I was legitimately worried that he was going to do that.
Okay.
So that's always a plus, Anytime they can make it, believable and freaky, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, it's so hard to maintain all of this social media.
Yeah.
It's so hard to maintain, like, you know what I mean? Like, jeez, okay. We good though. We got some stuff going on. Got some serious stuff going on here. Alright, so, the next one is Cesaro Savage's No Way Jose on Raw. They're not doing any. You know what they're doing with No Way Jose? The same thing they did with Adam Rose.
Yeah.
Like, they're jobbing him out.
Yeah, he's Puerto Rican Adam Rose.
Straight up. Is he Puerto Rican? He's Dominican.
He is. I think he's something. I think he's Puerto Rican.
No, he's Dominican. They call him the Dominican Dancing Machine.
Ah, they do. Yes, they do. All right, Dominican then. He's absolutely Dominican Adam Rose.
His stance hasn't changed, just his origin.
Yeah, come out, fiesta, and then get his ass whooped.
Yeah. I don't
I'm
know,
fine
man.
with it. no way Jose doesn't really do much for me. He never did in NXT either. I thought he was... like, when he got called up, when they did that round of call-ups, and one of them was No Way Jose, I was shocked.
Yeah, eh?
Yeah. Like, I didn't see why. And now I do see why. And I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Dominican Adam Rose. I'm all there for it.
There we go. I got to turn up the brightness on my phone.
Boom.
There we go. Cesaro savages his way to, savages No Way Jose on Raw. Canceling No Way Jose's match with Cesaro last week turned out to be a little more than a slight delay in the inevitable. As the Swiss cyborg finally got his hands on the Dominican dancing machine. I didn't even read the paragraph, and I told you what was in it. And pretty much did the same thing that he did to Jose last week in an unofficial capacity. Though Jose got a little bit of offense in the opening moments, the European uppercut stopped him cold and freed up the former United States champion to go to work, coldly dismantling Jose with a Cesaro swing and sharpshooter. Just another day at the office.
Yeah. So Cesaro, they're booking as a beast for sure. His new entrance is sick as fuck. I love that. They do this like crazy shit with the lights now, and yeah, it's very, very well done. So I'm happy with what they're doing with Cesaro. The only thing that I'm nervous about we'll actually get to later because it's in the Aleister Black segment.
Okay. The Viking Raiders feast on New Jersey locals in impressive Raw outing. These guys are just beasts.
Yeah. Their names were the jobber name for these guys was Colin Justin and Devin Justin.
Wow. Yeah, the names are there.
I love stupid jobber names.
Oh man, the Viking Raiders continued their reign of terror with their latest conquest, a pair of Garden State brothers named Colin and Devin Justin, who stood about as much of a chance as you'd anticipate. Eric and Ivar were so dominant they actually let their opponents up from what was certain to be 3 count in order to continue the punishment, though they ended things quickly enough with the Viking experience. At this point, the Viking Raiders' dominance is hard to dispute, and the best that can be said for the Raw Tag Team division is that Eric and Ivar seem to be satisfied feasting on locals, at least for now.
Yeah, they're that's not going to be the case for too much longer, I don't think. I think they're I think, it kills me to say it. I think the top guys are going to lose the titles to the Usos, and the Viking Raiders are going to then destroy the Usos.
Why do the Usos have to get destroyed? Why not destroy the top guys?
Because the top guys are heels.
Yeah, but
and
the Viking Raiders
the
are
Viking
super
Raiders
heels.
Are heels.
They're super heels.
Yeah, so they gotta smash faces.
I guess.
That's the WWE style, man. There's very rarely heel versus heel or face versus face that stay face.
Yeah.
Like, things. Like even when AJ and Shinsuke fought, they were both faces, but Shinsuke went heel immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's where it's going to go. I think top guys are going to lose to the Usos in what's going to be a fucking amazing match for sure, because both of those teams are some of the best in the world. For my money, those are the 2 best tag teams in the entire world. And for them to be able to put on a big match is going to be awesome. I'm excited for that. And then, yeah, it's going to lead to Eric and Ivar coming in and just fucking someone up.
Which they are prone to doing.
Yeah. The big boys.
Yep. Ricochet faces 1-on-1 action, 2-for-1 action against Gallows and Anderson. Never let it be said that Ricochet doesn't know what he's walking into. Although AJ Styles is his opponent on Sunday, The High Flyer is painfully aware that he'll have to contend with the entire club if he wants to escape extreme rules with his United States title. The last word of his pre-match interview, "In the end, I'll just have to fight all three," ended up being oddly prophetic as Luke Gallows and then Carl Anderson battled the title holder in consecutive matches with Styles looming large at ringside. Even though the U.S. champion quickly dispatched both Good Brothers, those matches were a little more than pretext to wear him down in advance of the inevitable attack from Styles, who slid into the ring and instigated another 3-on-1 mauling. The second Ricochet defeated Anderson. In what was the close and to merciful gesture as Styles had to offer, he promised to stop the beating so long as Ricochet stayed down. True to form, the champion did not obey, and Styles did what he was promised, dropping Ricochet with a phenomenal forearm seconds later.
Yeah. So, I mean, this was awesome. I mean, we were just talking about two of the best tag teams in the world. Here's another team that's in contention for that as well. I think the Good Brothers are just as good as Top Guys and the Usos. This was awesome. This is so well done. They once again finding a way to restart the match without it being, a standard kicking some people out by making him have a second match with Anderson. Genius, just perfect. And yeah, I think this is going to be an amazing match on Sunday. AJ and Ricochet are going to tear it up for the third time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be fucking beautiful. Now, this is one of the cases where I think they might swerve us on the WWE match, where the club stood tall here, but I think it's very possible that AJ wins on Sunday. Because I don't know if you want AJ to lose in consecutive title matches. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Takes away from his look, his momentum. Sorry.
Yeah, you gotta give him something. So I think if AJ wins now, you can always put it back on Ricochet because they can just feud they can feud forever. Like, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I had messaged you right after I watched this, right? When I had said AJ versus Ricochet is feud of the decade. Actually, I take that back. R-Truth versus Drake Maverick versus Drake Maverick's marriage and wife is the feud of the century.
Tell you never know what's going to happen. When truth comes in. Oh man, so go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying. Speaking of which, there's the. I hope Drake Maverick's wife wins in the end. She's the best of all of them. God damn.
She looks diesel.
Right? She's stunning. Drake is a very, very lucky man. Good job, Drake Maverick. Rockstar Spud.
Rockstar Spud. Drake Maverick survives tonight as 24/7 champion. Barely. 24/7 champion Drake Maverick continued his test of endurance as he brought his new wife Renee to Newark as latest stop on their ill-fated honeymoon. Unfortunately, private conversations with his wife brought about the vultures, leading to Maverick and a mad chase throughout the arena. The post champion R-Truth eventually found his way into the pursuit as well, and against all odds, Maverick evaded his pursuers. He only narrowly escaped the Viking Raiders when the chase ran afoul of their match, to make it back to his wife in one piece. However, Truth and the referee were lying in wait, as they somehow found their way into the crate Renee was sitting atop. Truth emerged right when Maverick thought himself safest, placing a referee on his back and pursuing the champion deep into the New Jersey summer night. Come on.
I mean, it's great. It's all great. By the way, I thought you'd like to hear this or know this. Did you know Truth was on the Edge and Christian podcast like last week?
Okay.
And he had pitched one extra idea for the thing where he took the title at Drake's wedding. which was R-Truth had pitched himself being one of the bridesmaids.
No.
And rolling up, like, still being in one of the bridesmaids' dresses.
Okay. Okay.
Just Vince's idea to merch dress as a girl.
Mm-hmm. You want to get the next one?
Sure. Let's see here. Nikki Cross defeats SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley in a Beat the Clock challenge to choose the stipulation for Bayley versus Alexa Bliss at Extreme Rules. As goes Alexa Bliss, so goes Nikki Cross. And as of Monday night, that's no longer theoretical. Following a victory over Bayley in a Beat the Clock challenge with a stipulation for Bayley versus Bliss at stake, the Twisted Sister made a selection that could cement their alliance. And so, as a demonstration of her loyalty to Bliss, Cross dispatched Dane Brooke with plenty of time spare, and Bayley's 4th and 2-second win over Sarah Logan selected a 2-on-1 handicap match with stipulation, meaning Bayley will be defending her title against both women in one. Her advice that Bayley find a loyal friend to slap some sense into her didn't exactly fall on receptive ears, as the champion slapped Cross in the face, dropped her with a Bayley to belly, and drilled a flying elbow into her sternum. Clearly, if Alexa Bliss has manipulated Nikki Cross, she's too far gone to save, and if she hasn't manipulated her, Bayley has 2 motivated opponents to deal with. Either way, the time for talk has ended. Yeah, that was very good segment. I mean, Bayley and Nikki are great. It does seem like they're leading to Nikki just going way over the rails and being a complete psycho. So I love that. We'll see how it goes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta send a message.
Okay.
Send a message. Take the go ahead if you want. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre defeat Roman Reigns and Gary the Goat Garbutt. Gary who? The mystery partner Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre selected to team with Roman Reigns turned out to be a custodian at the Prudential Center named Gary the Goat Garbutt, who only accepted the gig after Shane and McIntyre promised him a $5,000 payday. In all honesty, Gary, a three-time employee of the month at the Prudential Center, who competed in a mask, earned his money and then some, breaking out a frankly astounding sequence of high-flying maneuvers before McIntyre turned him inside out with a Mac and Claymore. Reigns, who had been waylaid by a trip to the ring before Gary drove McIntyre man to the ring by masking the GOAT to reveal none other than Cedric Alexander, the former WWE Cruiserweight champion who apparently assumed the GOAT's identity for reasons yet unknown. Alexander received a butt lip for the trouble, and if Shane was any indication, that may well be the first of painful lessons he learned, provided, of course, Shane and Drew will learn one first from Roman and his other partner this Sunday. Yeah, this is a cool segment. I thought it was hilarious because when they managed to make it believable that the person in the mask was the person that they said it was. Okay. Like, normally when someone is put into a mask, you're like, oh, well, there's going to be the reveal that it's somebody else. But with this one, this dude was about the same size as Cedric Alexander. We haven't seen Cedric Alexander for months. And, you know, he came walking with the same limp that the guy was walking with. Then, once he started doing all the hiding shit and slipping out of the doors and everything, slipping out of over the rope, I was like, oh shit, who is this? And I'm not gonna lie, at first, until the match came on, I started thinking it might have been Leo Rush. Because, you know, it was high flying, selling like crazy, haven't seen him in a while. I just completely forgot about Cedric Alexander, to be honest. But yeah, I was glad to see him. I thought he killed it.
Okay. Yeah, and you're right, we haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, man. That's the last one? The custodian one?
Yeah, that was the main event.
Yeah, okay. Well, Pros and cons.
I mean, it was, overall it was a very good. I'm still sick of seeing Shane every week, like on every show. I thought Shane's appearance on SmackDown was way better than it was on Raw. So, I mean, yeah, Shane McMahon stuff, I just need some closure on some of those storylines so that they can be over, and then, let's get him off TV for a while, which I've heard is going around. I think that he will be on TV significantly less.
Okay.
But yeah, everything else, man, like the show is very strong. It has some amazing segments, great matches, and some great promos. So yeah, it was awesome.
Okay. Okay. We're on to SmackDown now?
Yep.
Okay. I just have to send this breaking news. Okay. Alright, so SmackDown Live, brought to you by... I'm drinking out of my Contigo bottle today. So, nothing too fancy. Contigo, preserving your drinks. I don't know, I should have come up with something better before I said it, but either way. Kevin Owens lashed out at Shane McMahon. After Kevin Owens got into a jaw-dropping brawl with Dolph Ziggler in the parking lot earlier in the day, which resulted in Shane McMahon canceling a match between the two superstars, KO stormed into the arena to kick off SmackDown Live, ready to verbally unload on the best of the world. Owens pulled no punches on Shane, saying the former SmackDown Live commissioner was smothering all of the WWE and that Shane's presence was making him sick. Shane repeatedly tried to cut KO's microphone before finally summoning security to obtain Owens and escort him out of the ring, presumably the building. However, Owens exited through the timekeeper's area the same way he entered before security could grab him.
Yeah, this was when I messaged you saying that Kevin Owens is my spirit animal, because it was amazing. He was speaking for all of us. He was literally saying what I've been saying on the podcast for weeks. He was saying about how every time Shane McMahon says that he's the best in the world, it's like a slap in the face to the guys who are backstage that could be getting TV time. He was naming a bunch of wrestlers who haven't been seen on TV for a little while, saying all of these people deserve it. He was saying that it's bullshit that we've seen the McMahon family in the ring a couple months ago, saying that they're going to listen to the fans, but all that's happened since then is Shane's got more power and more TV time. It was awesome. It was like it wasn't a shoot, but it was sort of a pipe bomb style promo, and it was very, very well done.
Okay. Oh man, when you got to travel for opportunities, it's like.
Pardon me?
It's like, when you got to travel for opportunities, it's like, damn. I've been invited to Newmarket.
Very cool.
Yeah. Except for the driving there part. If I could just teleport, boom. Take a train, boom. You know what I mean? But I know how to get there. I know when to go to get there on time. It's just.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just planning.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. All right. So we have Shinsuke Nakamura defeat Finn Balor. Ooh, Shinsuke Nakamura very clearly set his sights on Finn Balor's Intercontinental Championship 2 weeks ago during a backstage confrontation, and he looked to put himself in a prime position for a title opportunity by defeating the Extraordinary Man in one-on-one competition tonight. The captivated WWE Universe members were on the edge of their seats for the first time ever matchup, as Nakamura looked to ground and pound the Extraordinary Man in the early goings. But Balor battled back, whipping Shinsuke down to the mat with a sling blade and looking to finish the deal. However, the King of Strong Style cut Finn off at the pass and brutalized him on the outside. When Finn narrowly beat the 10 count for the second time to avoid a count-out loss, Shinsuke greeted him with a ring-rattling Kinshasa for a statement-making victory. Everyone, including the Intercontinental Champion, should be on high alert. Shinsuke is back.
Yep, they made Shinsuke look very, very strong. I think it's amazing that Finn and Shinsuke have never had a match against each other before this. That's fucking crazy, because they were in New Japan around the same time. I think, actually, no, you know what? I think Shinsuke's first day in New Japan might have been Finn's last day. Because he got there when AJ did. And then him and AJ left together. So yeah, I mean, it's insane. They were in NXT together for at least a little bit, but they never squared off. So it's awesome to see them fight, and they tore it down.
Speaking of people that have never squared off, but apparently they're teasing this for maybe next year, Undertaker and Sting. What do you think about that?
I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think Sting's getting cleared.
Okay.
I think the stuff where they were teasing that, because I'd seen the teases of stuff like before last week's show.
Yeah.
But I think what it is that's because they just they started this new show on the WWE network.
Okay.
And it's sort of like a what if show, like the old Marvel comics of what if.
Mm-hmm.
Where he did, Sam Roberts is on it talking about what would have happened if Undertaker had gone to WCW in 1994 or something like that. And part of what they talk about in that would be, the Sting versus Undertaker match that everybody always wanted.
Yep.
So I think it was just teasing for that. But we'll see. We'll see.
Who do you think
if it happens, I'll watch it, and I'll be very skeptical going into it about it, the level of quality it'll hit.
Who do you think played the better Dark Soul?
That's really hard.
We ask the hard questions at Tough Talks with Thili and Dablock.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. So it's really hard because while they're both kind of supernatural-ish, dark things. Undertaker's way more supernatural, and Sting is just way more creepy and eerie. So I think it depends on what you're looking for. I used to love Sting when I was a kid because I liked the Crow when I was a kid as well.
Yes,
and
big
Sting
up to the
is
Crow.
Basically, the Crow after the Surfer Sting ended. So I mean, I don't know, man. It's hard to say. Undertaker had so much longevity, so I have to say Undertaker.
He is one of the longest running in the game right now.
Yeah, I have to say Undertaker. He lasted with that gimmick and doing that gimmick way longer than Sting ever did. So I would say Undertaker takes it just by longevity.
By longevity, okay. All right, true. All right, so the next one, that's all you.
Okay, Bayley and Nikki Cross signed the contract for SmackDown Women's Title Handicap match for WWE Extreme Rules. That is the last time I will say WWE Extreme Rules.
You just said it.
Off the blockbuster announcement on last night's Raw that Bayley would be forced to defend her SmackDown Women's Championship against both Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross in a 2-on-1 handicap match at WWE. So, at Extreme Rules, Bayley and Cross sat down to make it official. The Hugger continued to slam Nikki for blindly following Bliss, though Cross still persisted that the Hugger, once again, she's not a Hugger anymore. She said that very clearly, had it all wrong. Nikki stated that she just wanted to help a friend and vowed to do so when she and Alexa would become co-SmackDown Women's Champions at Extreme Rules. Once again, even the writers have gotten tired of sticking to WWE on the pay-per-views. Nikki then doubled down with the bold claims telling Bayley to stick around and watch her upcoming match with Carmella for a preview of what was to come this Sunday.
Okay. So Nikki's getting brazen.
Yes, she's getting wild.
Yep. I don't know, man. There's something I like about her. I really like something about this girl, this woman.
Hey, if you're gonna try to talk me into liking a crazy woman, you've not met any of the girls I've dated.
Oh shit. She is like, she's just like fire. I don't know, man. This like from I seen her in NXT.
Nikki's normal. Nikki's a perfectly balanced human being in comparison.
Oh man. Well, it's true. Well, in comparison.
In comparison to all of them, all of my exes.
Oh man, wow. Well, truth is true. Truth is what you
right.
Truth is what
and you know how much I like our truth.
Yeah, man. Our truth is the man, yo. Like, he's still going strong.
He's the greatest, man. I fucking love our truth.
Yup. Okay, damn. All right, my phone closed on me, but we are still going through the WWE rundown. This is a SmackDown snapshot. Okay, boom. It opened right to where I needed it to. Nikki Cross defeats Carmella. Clearly looking to make an impression on Bayley and Alexa Bliss. Did you just read that?
No, I read the contract signing.
Okay. Clearly looking to make an impression on Bayley and Alexa Bliss ahead of Extreme Rules. See, I left that WWE out too. Damn it! Nikki Cross brought the fight to Carmella. Carmella refused to give in, but Cross had no interest in relenting on pressure. Princess Mella was defiant to the end and slapping Nikki across the face, following up with an onslaught when Cross briefly set her focus on Bayley, who was at ringside. However, Nikki halted Mella's fury by connecting with a swinging neckbreaker for the win. A victorious Cross mounted the ropes and continued to trash talk Bayley at ringside, who barked back at the Twisted Sister while holding her title in the air.
Yep. That's, this is, we're going to see where this match goes. I mean, Nikki obviously stood very tall here, but we will see if Bayley can pull this one off. It's a big, it's putting her over huge if she beats Nikki and Alexa.
But what happens now, WWE match style, if it comes to terms where Nikki pins Bayley, which is what I think is going to happen.
That Nikki's the champion, technically.
Yeah.
So I just thought of something else, though.
What?
They might want to keep that belt on Bayley to avoid any bad PR right now. A couple days ago, Bayley went on a Fox talk show because Fox has started bringing on WWE superstars to do interviews because they want to promote that SmackDown's going to be on there in October.
Yeah.
And this lady was talking to Bayley, and she was asking Bayley what would be the most surprising thing for people about life on the road for a WWE superstar. And Bayley brought up, she's like, it's not glamorous. She's like, it's a lot of driving, 4 hours between towns right afterwards, and sometimes running out of gas. And the interviewer was shocked, and she goes, yeah, I've had to actually take my foot off the gas sometimes to make sure that I'm not wasting anything so I can make it to the next station. And the interviewer was even more shocked because she was like, wait, you're driving yourself? And then she brought up, we can get that in your next you guys should negotiate that in your next CBA, to which Bayley revealed they don't have a CBA. And the interviewer was shocked again and offered her legal advice in helping them get a CBA for the wrestlers, because promoters in WWE and a bunch of people have tried to stop them from unionizing so many times, and now this is just on a giant platform and people are kind of reacting to it big on social media. Okay. So they might not want to make it look like they're punishing Bayley for letting people know something that the hardcore fans already knew.
Yeah, because they're passive fans who don't even realize what's going on, and then there's fans like us who are just like, oh, they just changed their wardrobe. You know what I mean? They changed their entrance music.
And then if Bayley if Bayley loses the title, those are the fans who will say, "Hey, she lost the title right after she said this in this interview. They're punishing her, even though that might have been the plan already." And I don't think WWE wants to take that hit.
No. All right. Insults were slung during the first ever SmackDown Tag Team Championship Summit.
Yes.
With the SmackDown Tag Team Championship picture becoming increasingly competitive, the three teams set to vie for the titles at Extreme Rules champions Daniel, Bryan, and Rowan. The New Day and Heavy Machinery came together in SmackDown Tag Team Championship Summit. The summit kicked off with Xavier Woods and Big E borderline salivating over the idea of all three members in the group holding championship gold before Bryan and Rowan interjected, but with Bryan lambasting their words and prior actions as former tag team champions. Woods shot back targeting Rowan, suggesting that all the imposing figure ever does is take orders from the multiple daddy figures. Bryan retorted, saying the only thing worse than New Day regaining the SmackDown Tag Team titles would be Heavy Machinery capturing them, which of course prompted the arrival of Otis and Tucker. The duo made it clear that no matter what Bryan and Rowan spewed or how intimidating the New Day's litany of accomplishments were, they would walk out of the Extreme Rules with the tag team champions of Team Blue. Everyone would get a little preview of what to expect this Sunday, though. Bryan, Woods, and Otis would collide in a triple threat match next. Okay.
Yeah, they sure did.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can take the next one.
All right. Otis defeats Xavier Woods and Daniel Bryan in a triple threat match. After a heated exchange during the SmackDown Tag Team Summit, Daniel Bryan, Otis, and Xavier Woods squared off in a triple threat match. With all three superstars looking to score a clutch victory for their team just 5 days before the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. Triple threat match. They've said that way too many times. Hard-hitting action permeated between the ropes and spilled into ringside as Big E, Tucker, and Rowan got into a scrap on the outside, leading to all three cornermen being tossed from ringside. Now down to three superstars in the ring, Bryan and Woods attempted to contain Otis, but Otis caught ahead of steam and dropped Woods with a massive pop-up slam for the major victory en route to Extreme Rules. So, I mean, yeah, this is cool. This is another time I think they might be swerving us with the WWE mask. I think Heavy Machinery might take these titles.
Really?
Yeah, man. I mean, think about it. What better team to do to take out the hippie save the planet champion tag team than a team named after heavy gas burning, fuel wasting, like Caterpillar trucks and backhoes and cranes and shit. Like, that's genius.
Yeah, it's good writing, definitely.
And they're over, man. People love them. People love Otis and Tucky.
Yep. Oh man, I'm telling you, they're.
I hope they win. I love Otis and Tucker. I think they're fucking hilarious, especially Otis. I think he is a goddamn treasure that people didn't quite expect to be as crazy as he is. And before we move on to the next segment, because I see it's a little side note here on this one, these Shelton Benjamin promos are weird as fuck.
Yo, I'm still trying to wrap my head around the nature of them.
I don't understand what it is. Somebody asks him a question, he thinks about it, almost says something, thinks about it again, gets a weird smile, and the camera zooms in on it, and then it's over. It's the same both weeks. And I don't know what to think of it, because it's weird as fuck. But it's kind of cool.
It's like a Randy Orton kind of vibe.
Sort of, but like, almost like more childish. Like, he looks like a kid who's got a secret.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He seems like a kid who, like, just got caught running in the hallway because he was leaving the bathroom where he threw cherry bombs down the toilet.
Oh, man.
And the teacher asked him what he's doing, and they haven't blown up yet, so he's like,
Yeah, yeah. Oh, man.
It's weird.
It is. It's definitely different, man. Definitely different. After Shane McMahon canceled the match between Kevin Owens and Dolph Ziggler due to a shocking parking lot melee, the Best in the World appointed Ziggler a new opponent, Roman Reigns, in hopes of wearing down the big dog before Shane O'Mac and Drew McIntyre collide with Reigns and The Undertaker at WWE Extreme Rules. Damn it. I said it. However, before the match could even get underway, Shane McIntyre and Elias would arrive to observe the contest. From the jump, the big dog would have to deal with not just a show-off in the ring, but also his lurking rivals at ringside. However, Reigns would overcome all the obstacles put in front of him, taking out almost all of his opposition with an awe-inspiring dive over the top rope. The only one left standing was Shane, who was egging Reigns in the ring. Yet Ziggler would drop Roman with a super kick, leaving the Best in the World alone, which seemingly would have been fine, but Kevin Owens darted into the ring, dropped Shane O'Mac with a stunner, and exited as soon as he arrived. From there, Ziggler and Reigns staggered back to their feet, and the big dog connected with a match-clinching spear to get the win ahead of Extreme Rules. Believe that.
Sucker. Yeah, I mean, it was a good match. I have no. It was kind of a neutral point for me of the show. It was a good match. Didn't really mean much to me. Like I said, I don't care about Dolph Ziggler anymore. Roman's good, but I'm not interested in the feud that he has going right now. I'm interested to see the match with him and Taker teaming up. That'll be very interesting. But yeah, we'll see where that goes for Sunday.
Okay. Still trying to figure out what I'm going to eat this Sunday. Any suggestions? Feel free to forward them too.
I'm gonna eat more of that crazy chicken and rice I've been making.
Man, I'm waiting to make. I don't want to get tired of having lasagna, so I'm waiting like another month to make a lasagna. Cause I'm going to a barbecue, so I want to bring some food. I'm not going to nobody's house empty-handed no more. You know what I mean? So yeah. I'm gonna bring me some good old lasagna, some na. I'll call it nah. I'll bring some nah. Because you can't nah. You gotta nah it down, yo. Some lasagna, some nya.
Some nya.
Some nya. I'm bringing some nya, yo.
Oh, I got some lasagna right now.
Oh man, yeah. Yeah, man. So we're gonna have some nya. It's gonna be good. Shout out to Green Tree Records, you know what I mean, holding it down. Shout out to Choom Gang, you know what I mean, helping a brother with his podcast all over the place. You know what I mean?
Yeah, DK Lonely over there.
Yeah, man, we had DK Lonely in here earlier today on the Terrell Effect. We got Thili on Tough Talks. You know what I mean? Ezra was watching the chat earlier, or the forum earlier. You know what I mean?
Atta boy.
Yeah.
Your boy, Choom Gang, we out here, bruh.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, boy. So let's get on these other ones here. We'll finish them up. There's a. I don't have anything on New Japan this week, just because New Japan they're doing the G1 Climax right now. I haven't got to watch the last weekend's event, but they're doing that. So next week we'll have more on that when there's not all the extra pay-per-view stuff.
Okay.
But today we have AEW Fight for the Fallen.
Okay.
So tonight on Fight for the Fallen we have Brandy Rose versus Allie in a singles match. We have Kenny Omega versus Hema in a singles match, no titles or anything. Cody and Dustin Rhodes are tag teaming tonight versus the Young Bucks. That's going to be a phenomenal match. We got Adam Page versus Kip Sabian. There's a 6-man tag match with Jimmy Havoc, Darby Allin, and Joey Janela, who just got in a fight with Enzo Amore at a concert last weekend, versus MJF, Sammy Guevara, and Sean Spears, a.k.a. Ty Dillinger.
Okay.
We have SoCal Uncensored versus the Lucha Brothers. We have Sonny Kiss versus Peter Avalon. We have the Dark Order versus Angelico and Jack Evans versus Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. Jungle Boy is funny. Jungle Boy is the son of Perry, who passed away earlier this year.
Really?
From that 2-0 thing. Yeah, Jungle Boy is Perry's son. And then finally we have Britt Baker and Riho versus Bea Priestley and Shoko Nakajima. And that's that whole show. Although not competing, Jericho will be there and is said to be appearing with a live mic. So Jericho will also be making an appearance to probably attack Hangman Page before their fight at All Out. And that starts in just under 2 hours.
Okay.
And then we also have UFC tonight. We have a fight night, which is the ESPN only shows. That's Jermaine Durandamy versus Aspen Ladd, both badass female fighters. Aspen Ladd is 8 victories, 0 losses. Durandamy is 8 wins, 3 losses. So they're both even wins, pretty even overall experience. Uriah Faber is coming out of retirement with his record at 34 wins, 10 losses, to face Ricky Simon, who has 15 wins and 1 loss. And then we also have Josh Emmett returning after his devastating loss against Jeremy Heathen-Stevens last year to fight Mirsad Bektik. Mirsad is a savage, so we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
And then there's a few other fights on there. I'm not super familiar with everybody on this card, just because this card is not huge. There is Shimon Moraes versus Andre Touchy Thili, and that's going to be a pretty badass fight as well.
Okay.
Oh,
that's what's next. What do we got? Just in AEW. There's no NJPW. NXT. They cut us off again. Ladies and gentlemen, we're having temporary technical difficulties. These people keep cutting off our phones because they're douchebags, and I don't like it. So we're going to call Thili back. This is the first time it's happened like this. Usually we get to 2 hours before they cut it off.
These bastards.
I'm telling you.
Bastards.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. What I was going to say there. The one kind of interesting thing here I just seen is fighting tonight against Juliana Pena is Nico Montano. Nico Montano would be known to anybody who watched The Ultimate Fighter a couple seasons ago. She was the inaugural UFC Women's Flyweight Champion. She never defended the title because she kept having to pull out of fights due to medical reasons and stuff. This is her first fight back since being stripped from the title last September, where she was supposed to fight Valentina Shevchenko, who is now the current champion, but she got pulled out the day of because she tried cutting too much weight too quickly, and her liver started shutting down. So we're now a couple months short of a year later, and she's making her return. So she should be looking to make a pretty big impact tonight if she's serious about doing this anymore, which, judging by the last few no-show, non-performances, it didn't seem like she was. So we'll see where that goes.
Okay. Where's Pleasant Beach?
Buddy. What?
Pleasant Beach.
I'm not sure.
Neither am I. Apparently there's a BYOB event happening on Pleasant Beach, at Pleasant Beach tomorrow. And,
cool.
Nucci's going and Choom's going and a bunch of people are going, but it's like, I don't know if I should go, because,
I feel you. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where that is.
Yeah, I have no clue either, so I have to figure that out. And then tomorrow's my day to be in. Oh my gosh.
Like Pleasant Beach Campground?
I think so.
It's Shirkston.
Oh man, Sharkston? Yeah, bro, that's a distance.
Yeah.
That's a distance. That's a distance. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. You know what I mean? I got to take some time to promote these events. I want to thank Big Texas for having me out on Canada Day. You know what I mean? That was live. We got the Recipe release party, the Recipe single release party happening at the Detour Music Hall on July 27th, 2019. Check out Underachievers 1 and Underachievers 2. We're about to drop Underachievers 3. That's the EP or the album from this group of individuals who have achieved much but still aren't given as much credit as we deserve.
Yep.
We got a shout out Home Records and Troop Gang for coming through for so much of these events, you know what I mean?
Gang, all day, man.
Private Day, Private Number, you know. He's doing his thing, private music.
Best gimmick in the game.
Yeah, man, best gimmick in the game right there, you know what I mean? That's what's up. We got, like, So Official Films that is doing their thing, and on the other level, every Saturday we have 2 podcasts, one called The Tyrell Effect, where we delve into the realms of music and artistry, and another show called Tough Talks with Thili and Dablock, which you're listening to right now. This is our combat sports show. Tune in on Wednesdays. Gang. Tune in on Wednesdays where we do candid conversations. We go beyond the music, beyond the stigma, and make sure everybody knows it's okay to be you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to join you one day on Candid for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Like, even if you join me in the live, you know what I mean?
Yep.
I'll be blessed.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll definitely do that one day soon.
Yeah. So whenever you got time, I think the last week of July, the first week of August, I have a spot. So let me know and we'll set it up. What else? And we have the return of Block Talks to LB Radio. Block Talks will be returning to LB Radio, hosted on Spreaker.com, and it will be, it will be just as live and in your face as my battle raps can be. Yes, I have battle rapped before. I haven't battle rapped in about a decade, and I finished in the top 10 on the site. So, you know, I put up
big things.
That's big things, bro. I put up a battle, a written battle, and it was a blind drop, and no one's taken it yet. So until someone takes it, I'm not taking any other battles. You know what I mean? You have to you don't want to oversaturate, because then that's when you run out of ideas.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm just leaving a couple here, a couple there, for them to feast on. I got some bars, though, ladies and gentlemen. Like, I'm talking about freestyle battling because that's the element of rap that involves combat, lyrical combat. So,
fuck yeah, dude. Absolutely.
Yeah, it fits. You know what? Like, again, the Terrell Effect. I used to tag the shit out of Raw and SmackDown Live while I was doing Block Talks at Let's Beef. And then they ended up doing a battle rap on the show.
Yep.
I'm just like, okay, is this the Terrell Effect or is this a coincidence? And then I kept doing it, you know what I mean? And then there was another battle rap. I was just like, okay, I have to be having some influence on this. You know what I mean? That there's got to be something that I'm doing that's bringing this together. So I'm going to keep doing it. I'm definitely going to keep doing it.
That's how you got to be, bro.
Yeah, bro. All right, man. So, yeah. Which brand got the most of your attention this week?
I think just by way of the Kevin Owens promo and stunner on Shane McMahon at the end of the show and everything, I think SmackDown did it for me best this week overall. And actually, you know what? We'll just drop this at the end here. The one thing that we didn't get to because it didn't get its own segment in the thing was apparently it's not going to be Bray Wyatt facing Aleister Black. Apparently it's Cesaro.
Oh, yeah.
So that's very interesting. That's not what we thought was going to happen.
No.
I'm still a little skeptical. Like, I think it might be a swerve and Bray's going to fuck up Cesaro. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say overall it was SmackDown. SmackDown got me this week.
Okay.
How about you?
Oh wow, for me, like I go with the show that New Day's on because New Day is just like they embody in sports entertainment. They embody what I try to attempt in music and artistry. You know what I mean? Like that power of positivity, that teamwork drive, that all for one for all kind of thing.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Absolutely. New Day rocks.
New Day rocks for sure. Yeah, man.
Well, yeah. I mean, hey, that's pretty much all I've got for this one. Is there anything else you wanted to go over?
No. No, not really. Talked about the shows August 3rd in Hamilton at 421 Herkimer Street, and the show on July 27th at 88 St. Paul Street in St. Catharines at the Detour Music Hall.
Detour.
Gotta be there. Gang, gotta be there. Shout out to Michelle for, letting us have another event there so soon. Let's make it work.
She was awesome.
Yeah, man. This event that we're having, though, you got a chance to win 50% of the collected entry fee.
Damn.
Yeah, bro. So the more people that show up, the more money you make.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like, the more money you can potentially make. I think that's a great idea. Like, it's our own lotto. We should have something like that, you know what I mean? Like, each ticket entry gets you a ticket or something to, win something. Like, we got to start giving back to the people, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. It's a good way, definitely a good way to get people involved and make them want to be involved more.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, man. Y'all out here talking about who remembers things in the 90s. But for real, did everyone forget about the Taco Bell dog?
Yo, where is that motherfucker? I want Taco Bell. I kettle Taco Bell.
Oh, man. Oh, man. So, yeah. This has been another episode of Tough Talks with Thili and Dablock. Tune in next week where we get... Well, we're going to have an extended episode because of the pay-per-view. We'll break down...
Pay-per-view, G1 Climax, Fight for the Fallen. We're going to go over everything.
Yeah, man. We have pay-per-views to go over. So...
Yeah, several.
So...
Fucking wrestling.
You know what I mean? Sports entertainment. Oh, man. That's what's up.
Absolutely. No, yeah, it's going to be a big one next week. We'll have lots to go over.
Yep. All right. So, yeah, got any questions, comments, feedback, hit us up, blockbasics@gmail.com or...
Yes.
Well, hit me up at blockbasics@gmail.com. I'll share the email with Thili.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man. So, that's what's up. You got any suggestions, comments, reviews, feedback? We'll do that. We're working our way up. Don't worry. Eventually, we'll have, the snippets of the video clips, and we'll be on a broadcast forum that more of you know about. But for now, Spreaker.com is where it's at.
Absolutely.
All right. For Thili, this is the Block saying, remember wherever you be, just stay up so you don't get the 1, 2, 3. I don't know. It's the best I can come up with.
Yeah.
Peace.